Yes, yo. You know what it is. It's them kids and wives and 925s, but we are still married to the games. Episode 282, the Tardy edition.
Well, not for all of us.
Exactly. Dufresne.
Fry.
Dufresne.
Bueller.
Patillo, party of one.
All good, man. All good.
It's your boy Gabe Patillo, finally, with Tim Router.
Yes, sir. Present.
Ed Placencia, and Chris McCracken, of course. And as always, we are talking games and life and games. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank you.
And thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And also with you.
For the first time in 5 years.
Yeah, man.
My alarm doesn't go off this morning. And I am uber late.
All good.
Oh, man. It is the worst feeling. I apologize to my
please
co-host.
5-star rate him on Uber, please.
Exactly. I just got lost. I got turned around.
That's right.
I'm new to the city.
Not the phone battery died.
Yes. So we were up against a situation already because me and Chris are working today, and so we're like, oh man, do we do a night show, do a morning show? I'm trying to get all the time in I can with Jenny. Everybody's like, oh, morning show. It's like, all right. And then I don't wake up. And I was like, and my first thought this morning was like, well, there's the freaking podcast. I've ruined everything.
No, man, this is going to be the best one ever.
And then I was like, get your act together, get up there. And I come up here and jump in the chat, and these guys are just chatting away. And I was like, okay, good, they started the show.
Nope.
I'll just jump in there late.
Nope.
Womp, 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 womp.
No, man. We got to have you here.
I apologize to everyone involved.
It's fine. We'll just keep this short and sweet, and it could be one of the best ones ever. You never know.
Yeah,
You
man.
never know. We'll take it back to the day.
We're taking it back to the old
Yeah,
school.
this is just
Yeah.
retro.
Well, I
Yeah,
got nothing, Gabe.
It's a throwback. Yeah, exactly. Back when I used to be like, guys, we could not have the show over 45 minutes. Nobody will listen to that.
That's right.
Before everybody was like, why are you guys' shows only 45 minutes?
Exactly. keep talking.
Exactly.
2 hours later.
Oh, Tim Router.
Brother.
Not to put any pressure on you.
No, man, it's all
but
good.
quickly, how's your
Yep, no,
week?
I'm good. And that's it for me. Back to you guys.
Exactly. I ain't find a quarter and poop. Back to you.
That's right. Still waiting on the penny. Back to you. No, Piper's topic of the week is, of course, my baby girl turns 6 tomorrow. I can't believe it.
Oh, snap. I forgot you guys' birthdays were so
It is
close.
her birthday. Yeah, mine's the 1st and hers is the 8th. So when this comes out, she will already be 1 day at 6 years old, and it's freaking me out how fast time is flying. And,
Yeah, man.
So she's super excited. We're just going to do a little family party on her actual birthday, and then she's got a party on Saturday. And we didn't go big this year. We didn't like rent out the entire Franklin Theater or anything like that.
You guys didn't get Shawn Mendes?
We didn't get Shawn Mendes or anybody or Tyga
holding her hand like,
Right.
Lord, please have mercy on me.
Right.
Take it easy on me.
That's
Everybody's
right.
like, who is this?
That's, what is going
While all
on?
the moms are fainting.
That's right.
How is his skin so smooth?
all the 6-year-olds is like, who's this guy? So,
They didn't do anything big. They just flew in the cast of Moana to perform
That's right.
live.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Exactly. Except for The Rock. He was too busy making the same movie over again.
I know, right? Exactly. Oh, so good. But yes, it's her birthday, so we're very excited. She's very excited, and she's been really sweet about it. So that's happening this week. Man, how about that Super Bowl? Can we talk about that?
Wow.
Real quick? I did not expect the Eagles to come out.
Really,
blazing
Chris?
like that. I know. Come on, Chris. You got to give it up to
That's
them.
my job, Chris.
I know, man. I know it's
It's your own job.
I know it's NFC. I know it's it's part of your conference and what.
I'm really glad that there's people in our community that are happy.
Okay, there's
You wanted the Patriots to win?
No,
Again?
I did not.
He didn't want anybody to win.
Oh, so you'd be grunting regardless.
Yes.
Yes.
He would be
that's not
grunting
fair.
regardless. But a fantastic game.
That's like that girlfriend you can't please.
That's right.
Chris was rooting for a stadium collapse.
Exactly.
Better call Samson, Bishop.
Exactly.
I will say I was expecting this game to be completely boring, and it wasn't. So
No, it was
kudos
not.
to making it
great.
competitive and actually back and forthing it and all this and that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there wasn't a ton of back and forth because,
it was just,
but you know what I mean. Keeping it close.
One back.
Yeah.
One back and 1/4.
Yep, it was good. So I just went over. Lauren was at the gift show up in New York this past weekend, so I had to single dad it for a couple days. But we had Piper was great. We had a good time, and we went over to Mimi and Pop Hops, and we watched the Super Bowl. Quick update on Mimi. Her hysterectomy went really well. She does have some traces of stage 1 cancer, so all they're doing are 3 radiation treatments, and that's it. So
There we go.
It's as routine and as good as you could get it. So thank you,
Nice.
Jesus.
Good.
We will take that. And so so it should not be that that bad. And so it's kind of an overly cautious thing that they're doing. They just found a few things here and there, and it's nothing crazy. So praise God, everything is good there. So she starts that I think
Good deal.
in March, and I don't think from what I understand, it's not. Definitely not crazy side effects like chemo would be, but I think she would just be tired and that kind of stuff. And I think the process only takes about 20 minutes, so she has to do three of those, and then that should do it. So yeah,
Praise the Lord.
yeah. So we're good. And then on the gaming front, man, I got my pre-order on this past week. I went ahead and pre-ordered Far Cry 5 and God of War just like that. Boom.
Nice.
Wow. Collector's edition?
No, I didn't do any collector's editions.
Yeah.
I keep it bare bones.
So he could throw the thing straight into the trash.
I would love to, like, in the mantle, like, on the table, or, like, in the middle of the table, he just puts that Kratos with that head in
Kratos
his
right in
hand
there.
and just see how Lauren, just have a hidden camera and see what Lauren says.
Exactly. She's like, what
Go to
is
dinner and be
this?
like, act like it's normal. Like, yeah, okay, come on, Piper, let's have dinner. What is that?
A series of long bleeps.
Exactly. I should have gotten the collector's edition and then sent it to you, Chris. Dang it, I didn't think about that. But
I
anyway,
would not
so
have hated that.
I know you
So
wouldn't.
selfish.
I know. Not one bit. Like, thank you.
You're
Yes.
welcome.
So those really are the 2 games. I was just looking at the pre-order list. I'm like, those are the 2 games. This is my spring right here. That's what I'm going to be focusing on: Far Cry 5 and God of War. Once Assassin's Creed is done, I'm still playing the mess out of that. The boys, while we were waiting on Gabe, they're convincing me to try and go for the platinum. Which now I'm thinking about it, I probably should. So
Yeah.
I may try and get to that. And just see, because I'm still going through the main story, but I'm so far into just doing side missions, and I've already leveled up. I've already upgraded everything I can, so I might as well run around and continue with this game and find all those question marks. And so that's what I've been doing, and it's been just fantastic. I absolutely love it. So I'll keep it short and sweet. That is it for me.
Eduardo,
Yes, sir.
what's going down with you, man?
Let's see. This week, Friday evening, while I was still doing the Bachelor thing, Nathan Tapman came over around. I guess he came over in the afternoon, around 2:30, and we played Borderlands until 3 a.m.
Oh my God, that's amazing! Yes, sir.
And then Sarah got back into town on Sunday, and so it's been great having her back again, and just kind of. She's getting that vacation from her vacation and kind of winding down and getting back into the swing of things and what have you. When it comes to the gaming front, I picked up a game called The Vanishing of Ethan Carter.
Yes.
And to be honest, I had heard nothing about it. I only grabbed it because the font looked like Edith Finch's font. And I thought, oh, that's probably similar.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That's really funny.
It's a walking simulator, and it's really well done. I really enjoyed it. It's a walking simulator with a couple puzzles here and there. So it's not quite as passive as some walking simulators may be, but I enjoyed the story. It took me to a couple places I didn't know it was going to take me, and really had a good time. Yeah. And then yesterday received my copy of Shadow of the Colossus. And
you did.
I am if nothing else, it just strengthen my belief in physical copies because I can immediately send it to Chris because I rage quit
I cannot
within
believe
an hour.
that.
Yeah, you did. That's
Yeah,
When you
I did
said
not
that, I was
expect
like, "Is that game even out?" Like I forgot that
right?
it had just came out.
Just came out. And yeah, I played maybe an hour, and I played The Last Guardian, loved it, had such a great time with it, and was really looking forward to this because I had heard so many good things, and even the current reviews of, oh wow, it looks more amazing than ever. It's still an amazing game, blah 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 blah. And then after I played it and fought with the controls for an hour, and it's a fight.
Doggone it.
Then after I kind of complained about it on social media, and people were like, "Yep, the controls are horrible." Oh yes, that's right. And I didn't feel too bad in the Discord. I think it was Nova Beyond said, yeah, he only beat one Colossus and then quit because of the controls, and that's exactly when I quit as well.
Yeah.
On the second one, and it was just a struggle. And in my head, I'm like, you know what? I've got Rhyme I can play for free right now.
Yeah.
I don't need this struggle in my life.
Exactly.
So I
never got time
shut
for
it
that.
down. I delete the game, and I messaged Chris and I said, "Hey, do you want this?" So
That's amazing.
That is so funny.
And we were just talking about gameplay versus story and what's better.
I know.
And man,
And
there
wow.
it is. There it is.
And yes, someone said, stay with it. The story is great, and I thought the same thing, Tim. I was like,
Yep.
the gameplay is going to trump the story this time because
Yep.
Especially after I just came off of Ethan Carter, which is a walking simulator with hardly no controls.
You're right.
And
all story.
And a great story. I was like, that was so much more enjoyable. No, thank you. So,
Wow.
Chris, it's coming
Sayonara.
your way. Hopefully, it's not as much of a struggle for you as it was for me, and hopefully, you can get past it. But
Yeah, I mean, I watched your 2 episodes you put up, and I feel like I'm probably going to end up having the same outcome as you, but it's kind of just because of the reputation of the game, I feel like I need to give it a shot. So I was going to give it a shot anyways, but it's like, well, at least this way I have a free chance to give it a shot and get mad at it. I don't know. Honestly, I don't have any faith really that I'm get too much further than you, but you never know. I may end up loving it and be like, oh, this holding triangle with my index while I move the camera with my thumb is no big deal. Maybe that'll be fine. I don't know.
Exactly.
Come back,
Yeah.
Chris Platinum's the game.
You also have to hold down X on the second controller with your toe.
that's right.
It's the strangest thing that they did.
So weird.
And you need a third dance pad as well. So that's really weird.
Dance
But
pad.
that's pretty much my week.
Maybe I really should make it a struggle and just play the game with my feet.
There you go.
I like that idea.
Yeah,
We're
go
going to
for
do
it.
this. Let's go full in.
Right.
Yep. All
Well,
in.
of course I'm struggling. I'm playing with my feet.
Oh man. Chris?
So this past weekend on Sunday, Stacy flew out.
On Stacy Day.
Stacy flew out. She's in New Jersey right now. She actually flies home today. It's a short trip for her. But she had to fly out in the morning, so she missed. We went over to some friends of ours for a Super Bowl party. Had a lot of fun at the party. Didn't particularly care for the game, but that's just me. I get it. I'm glad for all you Eagles fans. Yay. But I'm
First Super Bowl ever.
yeah.
First Super Bowl win ever, I should say.
Yay.
I almost posted on. There's this meme that's gone around for years where it's like it's a picture of the Cowboys and there's 5 Super Bowl rings, and it's the Giants with 4, and then it's the Redskins with 3, and then under the Eagles it just had all these lollipop rings. I almost posted that because I was like, you know what? I feel like this is the last time I'm gonna be able to post this, but I didn't. Because I didn't want to get anybody upset because some people can't take some humor. It's just a joke on Twitter.
And Philly fans are crazy.
Yeah, they are.
I know, but yes, congrats to them. I will say this. Now, granted, this obviously doesn't apply to the Cowboys, but the NFC East seems to have a pretty good record in Super Bowls against the Patriots. I don't know what the deal is with
Yeah,
that.
it's true.
I mean,
That
the
is
Eagles
very
lost the
true.
last time, but it's like the Giants beat them twice, and then
Giants
Philly beat them
twice,
once.
yep.
It's like they're doing better than most against them.
Yeah.
So I don't know. They might be NFC East, or at least some of the NFC East might be the Patriots' kryptonite.
right.
Outside of that, we've been shooting this week, which is part of the reason why we tried to get an earlier start today. Because unfortunately for me, I got to bounce out a little early. So I was like, well, shoot, guys, can we start a little earlier? And it didn't happen. But hey, it's cool. It's we roll with it. It's no big deal, man. It's all good. We're all here for each other. We make it work however we got to do it.
Yes, this Mona took an L. Now it's time to bounce back.
Exactly. This coming weekend, we're going to be going to Oklahoma because it's my mother-in-law's birthday. Plus, we have a couple of other little things that we're doing, but we're definitely wanting to go down there and spend some time with her and kind of celebrate her for this, for her birthday this coming weekend.
Awesome.
On the gaming front, I have played a little bit of Overwatch, and then I jumped into the other game that I bought last week, which is Hellblade. I haven't finished it yet. I think the way that I understand it is there's these two different pathways. There's basically you're trying to beat the boss of hell, essentially, in Norse mythology. But that's another thing. It's kind of gearing me up for God of War because we're in the Norse area again. Or previously, but we're going to be in God of War. So you have to go through this one area, beat this one boss, go to this other area, beat this boss, and then you go to the final one. So it's not, there's the overall length of the game. I think it's only supposed to be like 6-7 hours. So I think I'm about a quarter of the way through it. I went through one of the pathways and beat that boss. Now I'm about to start the second one. It's a little bit, it's in third person. So it's not first person at all in the same sense as like Ethan Carter or Everybody's Going to the Rapture, but it's kind of walking simulator-ish. The point of the game is not really, there is combat in it, but it's very few and far between, and it's not particularly hard. Now, granted, you can up the difficulty to make it harder, but even so, it's not crazy hard. And this is also that game that I don't know if you guys remember, but when it originally, right before it came out, there was all this word that came out that said, each time you die, this black like poison like goes up Senua's arm. And it's like eventually, if you die enough times, it makes its way to her head, and then your save gets wiped, and like all your progress gets wiped, and you're done.
That's right.
It's like a permadeath thing.
Oh, there, yeah.
Supposedly, that's not actually the case. There's a way around that. It's kind of like just a scare tactic in a way. I don't know the exact way that it is, but I will say I've died a couple times because you've got to learn what's the tell for the enemy to do the block move or the dodge or whatever. And the rot, I think is what they call it. It's this black like stuff on your arm that just starts to go up your arm. It moves very slowly. So I haven't died much, but the few times I've died, I thought, it's going to go fairly quickly, and it hasn't. It's gone pretty slow. So I'm not really concerned about the whole permadeath thing. And like I said, the rumor is that it's not really permadeath anyways. I don't know exactly how that works. So I'm not too concerned on that side. It's really mainly about just, I want to say story, but I don't even know if that's the right way to put it. It's basically she's kind of dealing with mental illness in a way. So she's going to hell to I don't even fully understand what her task is. I know she's going there to try to save or like, I guess maybe ask for somebody to be let free from hell or something like that, like an old boyfriend or husband or something. So I don't know the exact point that she's trying to get at with it and her ultimate goal, but the whole time she's dealing with these voices in her head. And that's kind of where the game's strong point is like if you're playing with headphones, you're not only constantly hearing other voices and they're coming from around you and they're telling you like, you can't do this or you won't do that or you're going to screw this up or don't go that way when you're not really sure, should I go that way or should I not? So that's the part that makes the game super interesting is all the different kind of seeing, if you can in a way, what it would be like to have that kind of mental situation where you've got voices in your head and everything like that and kind of living that out throughout this character. That's the interesting part of the game.
Yeah, that is.
Story-wise, I mean, it's pretty for the most part. It's got some texture issues. It's not like the most pristine game. And I will say, because I gave, what is the game? Dishonored. I gave that game a lot of crap for there being lag in the controls.
Yes.
There's lag in the controls in this one as well. Now, I will say I don't really notice it in combat. And maybe it's just because I'm in the thick of things and so I don't really notice it, but I did notice it in Dishonored. I think the difference is that because this game is third person, it's less apparent, but I can still pick up on it. Like when I move the camera to the left or to the right, it takes a split second before it actually does it. I notice it. And I noticed the same thing in Dishonored. And I think Dishonored, it bothered me more because the camera is your view. Like it's your sight because it's first person. So I think maybe that's why it bothered me a bit more right there. I'm not having an issue to where I feel like I'm going to bounce from the game because of that right now. So it's not too egregious, but I want to be fair about it and say, look, this exists in this game as well, because I gave Dishonored a pretty hard time for that. But it's not too difficult. You just walk to this area and you figure out a little puzzle to get to the next area. The puzzles are a little cumbersome, but they're not too hard. And honestly, I mean, I've just if one's taking me more time than I want, I'm just YouTube and I just find out what it is and then I just go. I'm really not, I don't really care about finding the puzzle and getting it figured out. And what they are is you'll have a shape. You'll go to this door and it'll have a shape on it. And then you have to find that shape in the world near there and match it up. And then after you found all the shapes, it will unlock the door, or the door will open in some way or something will happen where you can then open up the door. Some of them are super obvious. Some of them are really, that's where I was supposed to look for that stupid shape. So I'm glad that I looked at YouTube for a couple of them. But so far, again, I'm really early in. Most of them have been fine. I can just figure them out on my own. They're not a big deal. So really, to me, it's just, I'm definitely enjoying it, but I don't know. There's been some people who are like, oh, this is contender for Game of the Year stuff. I'm not on that kind of hype train for it. I think it's definitely worth its cost, because it's not, I think full price is $30 and I got it on sale, and it seems like it goes on sale somewhat frequently. So I feel like it would be worth $15, $20.
Okay, right.
But I'll have more to report when I actually finish it out, hopefully by the next time we have the show, but I'm enjoying it so far.
You're not streaming it, are you?
No, and that is one thing. I knew that the environmental puzzles where you have to line up these symbols, I knew that was most people's complaint, because I watched a lot of reviews of the game before I actually bought it, and that was most people's complaint. They're like, man, some of these are just ridiculous. And I was like, I don't want to record this, because I don't know how interesting it'll be just story wise. I feel like the voices thing really only makes sense if you've got headphones on where you can get the surround sound audio of it. I was like, I don't know that it'll translate very well, and I don't want to be struggling with these stupid puzzles on the recording, so I just decided not to. And I wasn't sure if I was going to like it. I kind of took a chance on it.
There you go.
So
that's fine.
Yeah.
You and Ed both.
Yeah.
There you go.
Taking chances this week, being slightly disappointed.
Mr. Patillo.
Yeah.
What's going on, man?
Sleeping.
Yeah, it's all good.
Doggone it.
First week of the tour is done, right?
Yes. And so there's this one time I was in the airport.
Okay.
And it was me, Tim Rosenau, our guitar player, and Ryan Lampa, and we're all sitting there. And I see this guy in a suit and tie, and he's being followed by this lady who's also in a getup. It didn't look like, it looks like what she's supposed to wear to work. It's all one color. She has a hat on, and she's carrying these shirts.
Yeah.
And I don't know what made them catch my eye, but I'm looking over and I was like, I wonder what they're doing. And just this feeling came over me, and I was like, oh no. And they get to our aisle, and the guy walks up to me. He's like, hi, my name's whatever it was, Marcus, with the American Cancer Society. And we were wondering if you could sign these shirts, and we can, we'll put them up for auction and sell them off for cancer awareness. And I was like, what? And he was like, well, we were just saying if you could sign these shirts and we can auction them off for money. And I was like, oh, I'm not who you think I am. If I sign those shirts, it won't do anything. And he was like, but you could just sign them. And I was like, man, you don't want me to sign. I mean, it won't bring in any money for cancer research or anything if I sign those shirts. I said, I'm not famous. And he said, you could be famous. And I was like, I'm not, man. I'm so sorry. You have me confused for somebody else. He's like, you could just sign the shirts. And I was like, I could. I understand I could. But then it won't do anything once you guys try to sell them and auction them off. He was like, all right. And he starts walking away, and Tim, our guitar player, speaks up. He goes, hey, man, sorry, brother. He gets that all the time. And the guy turns around and goes, yeah, I bet he does. Ooh. I was like, what? You're mad at me for you thinking that I'm someone I'm not?
Maybe he was a Diverse City fan.
He was not.
He was.
Happy Black History Month. We do not all look the same.
Is that how we're gonna kick it off? Oh my gosh, I love it.
I decided to go with stories this year.
The weird
All
thing
right,
is
then.
he thought Gabe was John Malkovich.
Happy Black History Month. We are all not the same. There it
We do
is.
not all look the same.
Put
That's
that
right.
in your pipe and smoke it.
Easy next time you walk up on somebody.
Man, you
Seriously.
should have just done it in like not even signature wise, just plain, just print and just Gabe Patillo, and then just looked right at his face. There you go.
He gave me his card, so I called him when I got on the plane and was like, "Hi, my name's Gabe Patillo. I'm pretty sure that you just thought I was Darius Rucker in the airport, and I'm not getting on a Southwest flight in the B boarding group. That is not a move."
In the B boarding.
I can't believe you called
Darius
him.
Rucker made. I had
know,
to.
right?
It bugged me. It bugged me. Like
Yeah,
once I sat down, I was
that would
like,
bother
he
me
was
too.
really mad.
Yeah.
Like,
So what did he
was
say
really
when
upset.
you told him that?
He didn't. I left it on his voicemail. He didn't answer.
No.
Of course he didn't answer.
I did that. I had to do that in the mall because somebody mistook me for Darius Rucker, and I took out my ID.
You were Darius Rucker too?
Not Darius Rucker. I'm sorry.
They do not all look. Oh, well, they really don't look alike.
Right, they really don't look the same, do they?
We know you're a hip hop fan, Tim, but no one thinks you're black.
Happy
just
Black
felt-
History Month, everybody. No, for Dirks Bentley, and I actually, I was like, I'm seriously not. Here, I'll show you my driver's license. I showed somebody my driver's license, and they're like, well, I want to take a picture anyway, just because it would be hilarious. I'm like, all right,
Yeah, just in case. That's really funny.
yep.
One time I was walking in downtown Franklin and this lady kind of like stepped into the sidewalk. She was like, Darius? And I was like, Gabe, actually. And she's like, oh, well, you're just handsome like him then. I was like, oh, snap.
Uh-oh. May I buy you a drink?
Exactly. Let's
Nice
step into
pivot.
Starbucks. Have a talk.
That's nice. There you go.
Yes, this week, the coffee was great. Great conversation.
Yep, sure.
Until Jenny walked in like, and who is this? I'm like, I don't know, just some random lady who thought I was handsome.
She said it. She had me at handsome.
Yeah.
But I was pretty.
Yes, she had me at Darius. This week's been crazy, man. Out on the road. Is one of the reasons why my schedule is so jacked up, and but it was a good first week of tour, and I mean it couldn't have been better because we ended in Salt Lake City.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
our fourth or fifth show in a row, and man, I got to hang out with family.
Yeah, you
Nice.
And it was great.
Oh, that's
so
great,
I got
man.
to see
Some of that Utah
both-
weirdness.
did. That's right.
Yeah, well, I got all the weirdness.
You get banned from commenting, and Gabe gets a personal visit for you.
Exactly. I showed them what's what. I tased both of them.
Nice. Well done. Well done.
Don't you ever. So I got to see the Stapletons.
Awesome.
And a guy named Jacob, which here's the problem.
Uh-oh.
I'm pretty sure his name is Jacob.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
I could be wrong. But he's Thimble Black on the Discord.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I got to meet up with him. I got to meet him actually and his girlfriend. They came to the show later that night. So shout outs to everybody that came out and hung out with me, the Stapletons and Jacob.
That's awesome.
I'm pretty sure it's Jacob. Oh Lord, I hope it's Jacob. Because here's the problem: we didn't really like introduce ourselves to each other,
Right.
Because we were in the middle of eating when he showed up, and so I just got up and was like, "Hey man, how you doing?" Because I knew he was coming, but it wasn't like it was like I'm Gabe, I'm Jacob. It was like we were leaving. I was like, "Is it Jacob, right?" And he was like, "Yeah, that's right." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So shout outs, especially if your name's not Jacob. Sorry about that.
Sorry, Mitch.
Exactly.
Watch
So
Bob or something.
Exactly. So hung out with them, and Sammy came along from tour. So that was awesome to have those guys meet him. And man, I don't know what was going on. It had to have been the Utah weirdness. It had to be.
I was going to say, it's got to be the Utah weirdness.
The fact that I bought Resident Evil 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Look at
It's
that.
very weird. And so I was talking to Sammy, and we saw it. We went to a gaming store, of course. We saw it. I was like, I mean, should we do this together? Like, if you're around, I'll play it. But if you're not, I won't. And Sammy's really scared. So hopefully we record some Resident Evil 7.
I know. I can't wait to see that.
That's great, man.
Oh, Lord. It makes me have the bubble guts just thinking about trying to play it.
Bubble guts.
Bubble guts.
So today I fly back out to the road, and we kick it off in San Diego tomorrow and start making our way up the West Coast. So showing San Diego tomorrow, and it's like Ontario, and I don't know the order, but we end up hitting Portland and Seattle and Kennewick and all these places. We have a day off in Bend, Oregon, which is beautiful.
Nice.
So
very cool.
I'm excited about all that.
You're fresh coast for the next 2 weeks, aren't you?
That's right.
Nice.
That's right. Yes. So it'll be fun.
That's great, man.
Good times had by all.
TG Ambassador is back.
That's right. And I'm sure there's something else, but I just woke up 5 minutes ago. So what do you expect from me?
So there's that.
So there's that. I don't even know what my life is about right now.
No, that's good.
Sorry.
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 Oh, man.
Overwatch. Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Router, you
Yes,
got
I
it?
got it.
That was fast. Well, let's do it.
All right, new releases this week. Here we go. Shadow of the Colossus for the PS4. Middle-earth Shadow of War, Blade of Galadriel. PS4, PC, Xbox One. All right, let's back it up. Shadow of the Colossus, PS4. Rage quit that. Boo.
Get your rage quit on.
Get your rage quit on. Middle-earth Shadow of War. We got some DLC. Blade of Galadriel is out.
Yeah, that's definitely how you say that.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Mercenary Kings Reloaded Edition, PS4, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, and PC. Super Mario 3D Land Nintendo Selects for the 3DS. I think they're doing a couple of these Nintendo Selects for the 3DS because they're doing Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds as well. Dragon Quest Builders for the Nintendo Switch, and Pinstripe for the Xbox One. One oops by our boy Chowfie over at Discord. Reverse oops from the last episode. My wife does a lot of the licensing for Netflix. Though they license to stream content, they go beyond by fully developing projects from the ground up to produce exclusive content that is original, similar to Sony or Microsoft exclusive games. As a possible oops to the reverse oops based on the original oops, there are Netflix originals that have been created somewhere else and sold as a final product to them in the end. So thank you, Shalfie, for that reverse oops. We appreciate it.
I'm not sure which one's right now.
So
Oops,
Netflix.
Oops, fight!
I love that. Hashtag oops
That's
fight.
funny.
There we go. That's good. Yeah, so it sounds like Netflix does create exclusive content as well as licensed.
Yeah, a lot of those comedy specials are Netflix.
Yeah, there you go. That's it for me. Back to you guys.
Chris McCracken.
All right, I'm going to keep these news stories relatively short. I'm going to start with one of the biggest ones from last week. It looks like the CEO of Sony is going to be stepping back from his CEO roles. Kaz Hirai is going to be stepping down and giving the torch, if you will, to Kenichiro Yoshida.
Cheerios?
Cheerios?
Kenichiro.
It's a new brand.
Kenichiro. There you go. I said it. I did it, guys. Kenichiro.
Yes, you did.
Kenichiro Yoshida. Because when I saw Yoshida at first, I saw that it said handing it to Yoshida. I was like, oh, snap. Shuhei Yoshida's going to be CEO?
Why do I want Honey Nut Cheerios all of a sudden?
No, right?
So he came on as president and CEO back in April of 2012. So he's been at the helm for a good while. And he's going to be go ahead and taking a step back and handing it off to Mr. Yoshida to lead the charge going forward.
There you go.
I feel like he had a pretty good run because Sony was definitely in some hard times back then, and they've turned it around. So as best he could. I mean, they're not like on the straight. Yeah,
what's
up
that
and
going
up,
into the 3 era?
Yes,
at 2012 would be around that. That's very interesting. I always think it's interesting when you say stepping back. Do you mean quitting or like taking another lesser role?
I think he's actually like leaving the company. If I have it right, I haven't fully. It doesn't specify in this article specifically, but I think that he's actually saying like, hey, I'm gonna go have some fun now.
Yes, exactly.
I've been working enough.
Right.
Well, let me get up out of here before Chris is right and Xbox takes this thing back over. All right, I have one. So the producer of Mario Odyssey, Yoshiaki Koizumi.
Yes.
Cheerio.
Exactly.
Yeah. I couldn't think of a cereal to implement quick enough.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch it is.
What's his name?
Exactly. Yoshiaki Koizumi. He kind of did a question and answer. I'm not sure exactly where he did this at, but some people wrote in questions. He answered them. One of them being, is Toad wearing a hat or is that his head?
Dude, I was like, what? Like, come on now.
Utah's like, we don't get this weird.
I know, right?
At least we're not that.
Goodness.
And he said, that's Toad's head. That is not a hat that Toad is wearing, which I always thought it was a hat because it came in different colors in other games. But maybe that's just like the different races of Toad.
Sure.
So that big mushroom looking thing on Toad's head is that poor guy's head.
What?
Not a hat. So, Chris, you don't like that?
No, this is just Nintendo being weird for being weird's sake. He was like, yeah, that's his head. Yeah, no, this totally smacks of like coming up with something on the fly to be like, this will be fun. Let's see where this goes.
Yes.
That's how it feels.
So, yeah, it was interesting because I guess that question was asked and the question of why Mario doesn't have a belly button, but he had nipples. And I always thought from seeing him running around that he just wore his swim trunks high.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Kind of like they did I Dream of Genie. But because back in the day, I guess it was a problem to show Barbara Eden's navel on television, and so they always had her wear her pants high above her belly button, even though sometimes it would slip out. So I thought it was that, but he was like, yeah, that was a conversation we had. And so I thought that was just really weird questions. I was like, these are the best questions we've got. Is where's Mario's navel, and is that Toad's head or a hat?
I know, right?
It's his head, the poor guy.
Jeez. Toad head.
I'd hate to see him at freaking Lids.
I know.
No.
Like, yeah, let me get that Golden State hat. And they're like, we don't have that in 75.
How about a beanie?
How about a head wrap?
How about a head wrap?
I know, right?
Yeah, you have to go to a different store for that.
That's right.
Chris, what else you got?
So we're getting some leaked rumors, if you will, or I guess leaked rumors. I don't know if that's the right way to put it, but let's just say there are rumors out there right now coming out that Red Dead Redemption 2, when it drops, it is going to have an extensive online component that is going to include a revive, a survive, money grab, these are all different modes, and a battle royale mode.
Uh-oh.
So it's obviously none of this is substantiated at the moment, and Rockstar, as you might imagine, has said nothing other than when the game is actually coming. So what do you guys think? Do you guys when you think about a battle royale mode for Red Dead Redemption, does that feel like something you would want?
I mean, I played the mess out of GTA 5 and never played the online mode. So it doesn't, to me, it's just whatever. If people want to play it, fine. If not, it's fine.
it's kind of like you said, Chris. It's going to be the thing of 2018. So I feel like you almost have to have it in there.
Yeah.
It's going to be something that people are going to just start putting in there because people are going to want all their different games to have this in there. And you can't get away from the reality of how big Battle Royale games have gotten, especially when you look at PUBG and Fortnite, especially PUBG, when it's just like, I'm just going to be glad to have one that's out, that's done.
Yeah.
That's like,
Right.
This is the beta, so just, grain of salt,
I kind of like the idea, for some reason, the Battle Royale genre, if you will. I like the twist of it being in an Old West setting, because you can't get crazy.
Right.
I mean, I say this right now on the outside looking in, of this speculation, but I feel like you can't get any kind of crazy. You're not going to have a bazooka. I mean, I kind of like the idea that, it's limited in theory to Old West style weaponry. And I kind of think that makes it a little bit more interesting. And the fact that you could be dueling with another person while you're on a horse and like you're shooting a 6-shooter, I think that could be interesting.
That'd be a lot of horses running around.
That's true, man. There's, I mean, they're not. You see somebody run around a horse and buggy, and the buggy just falls over and all this crazy stuff.
Yeah, like, oh, they got him.
Somebody else is gonna be on a train. I don't know. I mean, I'm if it's real, which I feel like Rockstar could easily pull it off. I mean, they've got the clout and the ability to do something like that. And I was telling Ed and Tim earlier when we were just hanging out before the show.
Lord have mercy.
I told
During
them,
our hangout session,
oh my gosh,
Our hour-long pre-show.
our hour-long pre-show.
It was the red carpet. It was the MTG
Yes,
red
that's
carpet.
right. I'm wearing shorts and a sweatshirt.
Yeah, exactly. This is by
This is by Under Armour.
I totally lost my train of thought. I don't even remember what I was going to say.
You told us we were talking earlier about the Battle Royale, and you said,
Yeah, I don't remember what I said.
Yeah. That's what you get.
I
Nailed
know,
it.
I'm sorry. I was like, I can take another dig. Oh, now I'm the one who screwed up.
Oh, how's that egg taste?
Crow
I
is
was late. It was
this crow is yummy.
Oh my gosh. Well, up Ed and Chris's lane, I thought this was very interesting. I didn't know this, but reading the story, because since I haven't been following, I didn't know the Shanghai Dragons were the only winless team in the Overwatch League.
yes.
Probably until tonight.
They're shaking things up though
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they are.
by signing a female
There you go.
Overwatch
Yay.
League player.
Really? What's her name?
Finally, her name is Kim Si-young, and she's 19 years old, Korean, of course. And
What's that mean?
Yeah.
Happy Black History Month, everybody.
No, I was
They
agreeing
also-
yeah, Korean.
Oh, they also don't all look the same.
That's
No,
right.
they do not.
And I just thought this was really cool because when we were first talking about this and I was
Yeah,
asking
man.
how many females there were there.
Ask
and
and you
guys
shall
said
receive.
None. And so I'm glad that ESPN reported it.
Yeah,
So that's kind
I
of
think
cool.
they were the first
Yeah, that's
people
really
to
cool.
report it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's cool.
And so I love that ESPN is following the stories and
Yeah.
breaking news. And I love that they are getting a female player because I think that we need some ladies up in there.
Yeah, she's being brought in during so after stage one, there's like a signing window, kind of like it is in other sports, where they're able to sign
Yeah.
people. So she
free
should be
agency
coming
going
in for stage two, which is, and they're about to finish out stage one. They'll have the little playoff, and then I think there's a 2, maybe 3 week break, and then stage two will start. And I think that's when she'll be first eligible to come in and start actually playing in the series.
And I guess she's a beast with Zarya.
Yeah, she does a lot of streaming with Zarya, and that's the one that she mains. I think she can flex to other tanks, but she's mainly a tank player, as I understand it.
There you go.
Yeah, it's gonna be definitely interesting to see what happens,
Yeah.
how it goes, and hopefully she can bring in kind of like give them a little shot in the arm and get them turned around, because the Shanghai Dragons, they are winless, but they've definitely been improving every week, and they've even taken some of the really good teams to task and given them a little bit of a fight, So yeah, I think they can definitely turn it around, and adding in some new talent can only hopefully help them.
I totally agree. And hopefully she doesn't pull who's the offensive coordinator over on the Patriots, McDermott or something like that?
McDonald.
McDonald?
Isn't it? I think.
I don't know.
McDaniels. Something like that.
He was announced yesterday as the head coach of the Indianapolis Colts. And he was like, I'm not actually before you. I don't want the job anymore.
Yep.
What?
And so he pulled out at the last minute, the day they announced him as the head coach.
He turned it down.
I was like, dang, that's jacked up.
Poor Colts.
The speculation is because Belichick's going to leave and they're going to give him the head coach job in New England.
No, Belichick ain't going anywhere. He's fine.
Shoot.
That man showed zero emotion the entire game.
I think it'd be hilarious to watch him bounce. Because I don't feel like it's going to stop the machine necessarily, especially not in the first year. You know what I mean? I mean, it's going to take a little while before it all degrades completely. Not to say that he's not important to their success. He is. But, I mean, I feel like he's proven everything. I almost want to see, like, can you go somewhere else and do it? Because you couldn't do it you didn't do anything in Cleveland. So let's see you repeat.
That's right.
I want to see if it can happen.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm curious.
There you go.
I like that. It's a good theory.
What else you got, Christopher?
What else do I have? Well, actually,
question,
the only other thing that I have is that the PS4 Pro, not the PS4 Pro, but the PlayStation 4, also the PS4 Pro, they're having the 5.5 beta is out right now for their firmware update, and people are starting to jump into the beta. I actually got an invite to the beta. I haven't downloaded it yet. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do it or not.
I wouldn't do it.
Well, I've done it in the past, and there hasn't been any issues. And they have a clear pathway to downgrading your system if for some reason it does give you issues.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so
that's good.
I'm not possibly not going to do it because I'm afraid that it's going to screw something up. It's more about there's nothing in here that's particularly for me that I'm like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. I've got to try it right this second. I'm fine waiting till it's official,
Nice.
if you
There you
will,
go.
fully baked.
Right.
But I like having the opportunity. So usually when they're like, hey, do you want to sign up for this? I'm like, sure. If you let me in, cool. A couple of things that they're going to be adding inside the library, there's going to be a PS Plus tab. They're adding a couple of other things to just clean up the library and help you give you more options for sorting things around. But one of them in particular is going to be a PS Plus tab. That way you can easily go and see where all your games are that are PS Plus. Because a lot of times you can add something to the library but not actually download it. And this will be a quick way that you can go and see, like, do I actually have this game that I feel like was part of PS Plus? Oh, yeah, I do. And then you can go ahead and download it. So that's just kind of a quality of life thing. There's going to be a playtime management on there. It's mainly geared towards parents who have kids that will also play on child accounts on their system, so they can set time limits to where the kid can only play for 40 minutes or an hour or whatever it is. There's also going to be a way where you can check in and see how long you've been playing different things if you're just curious about that type of stuff. There's going to be a way to hide the built-in apps that are inside the system. Right now, all you've been able to do is put them inside of a folder, but you're going to actually be able to hide them. I don't think you're actually technically removing them, but you're able to hide them, I think.
Okay.
One other thing that the PlayStation 4 has not yet been able to do that the PS3 had, you cannot put in a USB like thumb drive or hard drive and download like a picture from there that you want to use, say, for a background image. You've not been able to do that up until now. So finally that's going to be coming. So that's a much required thing. I'm kind of... It's one of the head scratchers. Like, really, the PS3 could do this? Why? What's the deal here?
I know. It's always weird when that happens.
Whenever, if you're using PlayStation now, for those people out there who actually do that, you're now going to be able to play background music while streaming the games to PS Now. Before, you couldn't do that. You could do background music if you were playing a game locally, but you couldn't do it if you were also streaming. Now they're going to add that feature in.
Get your copyright strike on.
Yeah, seriously.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're going to be able to delete notifications, which again is another thing you couldn't do, which is like, why can't I do this? That's weird.
Oh, yeah.
So just a bunch of different things like that. Probably the biggest thing on the system update that is going to be for PS4 Pro users is it's going to... They had a couple firmwares back, they had this mode called boost mode, and basically what it is it kind of would up your frame rate or up just the quality of the way that your game worked for some titles, not everything, but it would basically force the game to run a little bit differently. Not a game that was actually had a patch, a PS4 Pro patch, but if it was just a normal game, it would use the extra power in the PS4 Pro to kind of bring up the frame rate or do whatever it could by brute forcing it. Now what they're going to do is they're adding a mode where it's going to have super sampling. So it's kind of the same thing where you toggle this mode And every game that it's able to, it's going to take those and it's going to up-res the image before downsampling it down to like if someone has a 1080p TV and they don't have a 4K TV. And what that does essentially is it makes your image even sharper, because if you have something at a higher resolution and then you downsample it, it's usually a finer image than just straight up-resing it. So it's something that you can brute force. It'll be a toggle in the menu. I don't know that I'll use it because, quite frankly, I'm more often than not, I mean, I like higher resolution and that's great, but if I have the option, I usually tend to go more towards the frame rate side than the other side. And there's some thought that if you turn this on, yes, it may make your images smoother and crisper and all that kind of stuff, but it may be, we don't really know until people get to testing it, but it might affect or it might be at the cost of some frame rate stuff. And so, well, I don't really personally want anything that's going to, if anything, I want the frame rate higher. So I don't want anything that's going to adjust that.
Right.
But there's definitely people out there that are like, hey man, 30 frames per second is fine for almost everything, and I just want it to be sharper and crisper and whatever. And so, hey, this is going to be another option to be able to do that. The Xbox One X, I believe, does this with every game already natively also. So this is kind of PlayStation 4 Pro in a way at kind of playing catch up. I still think that the Xbox One X does it better than what this is, because I think it's actually built into every game for the Xbox One X, if I understand that right. But at least it's another option for PS4 Pro owners.
There you go.
Nice.
The last thing I had was that PUBG, goodness gracious, has banned 1 million cheaters in January alone.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is crazy. This news came from BattleEye on Twitter. They said we have banned over 1,044,000 PUBG cheaters in January alone. Unfortunately, things continue to escalate. And so people are wanting that win. They want that chicken dinner. So they are letting the ban hammer fly. And they've caught 1 million people in its crosshairs. So
wow,
cheaters beware.
Right?
They coming after you. And I don't really know what banning means for PUBG. I don't know if it's like you never can play the game, or it's an IP thing, or what, but they're banning folks, and 1 million is a lot.
Yeah.
A whole lot. Some games don't have 1 million people playing it.
Right?
So
How are people normally cheating?
I'd imagine it's got to be, you know what? I don't know what it would be in this kind of game. I'd imagine it's, just locationally, there's aim hacks, probably wall hacks.
Oh, okay.
Knowing where people are at all over the map. It could be a plethora of things, especially when you talk about the PC side of things. I mean, they can change almost anything.
You can mod it.
Yeah, a lot of things I remember seeing back in the back in the days on Counter-Strike was that they would change the way people looked so that it was easier to spot them. It could be 1 million things.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
it could be 1 million things. So we'll see, man. I don't know what's going on over there. That's nuts, though.
Right?
It's a lot of people in 1 month.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah, 1 million? That's nuts. Ed Placencia,
Yes.
what's going on the YouTube channel? A lot of stuff.
Yeah, over on the YouTubes, we've got 2 parts of Shadow of the Colossus. Part 1, where I'm happy to be playing, and part 2, where I'm rage quitting. And then we've got the entirety of The Vanishing of Ethan Carter, parts 1 through 10. So you can...
Yeah, I'm glad you like that so much.
Yeah, that was a good time. I really enjoyed that. Looking at our top 10 YouTube videos, combining the average watch time and views for the week of January 30th through February 5th. Number 10, Watch Dogs 2 Part 6, Bottom Dollar Complete. Number 9, Gabe and Chris react to The Last of Us Part 2.
Oh,
Look at that.
yeah.
There we go.
Number 8, Drawful 2, still hanging in there.
Yeah, man.
Number 7, Ori and the Blind Forest Part 14. Thornfelt Swamp. Number 6. Number 6, Married to the Games.
Just give them a little bit.
Episode 281, Utah Weirdness. Number 5,
Yes.
Married to the Games, episode 48, the first 48.
No way.
Hanging in there.
Man, what is going on?
That is strange.
I guess everyone listening last week
is-
said, I should go listen to that. And check
One
it
more
out.
time.
Right.
What did they say that
One more time, it is.
One more time. Number 4, Watch Dogs 2. What?
I don't know. Oh, man.
Watch Dogs 2 Part 48, Ghost Signals.
Really?
Yeah.
248s?
Look at that. Number 3, Hue Part 10, University. Number 2, Watch Dogs 2 Part 19, Paint Job. And number 1, Hue Part 11, Ending.
There you go.
There you have
Nice.
them.
I like it. I like it. Well, every week we ask you guys a question. Last week was no different, except it was a lame question.
Oh, why do you say that? A lot of people
wasn't
answered
it?
it.
It was good.
A lot of people did
Yeah, we
answer
got a
it.
lot of
That
response.
was just a little weird.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, there's
Come
nothing
on.
lame
All right.
about it.
We asked you guys, what phone are you rocking? Samsung, iPhone, other, LG, Pixel 2, you know what I'm saying? And here's what's
Razer.
weird. Razer phone. Between the Samsung and the iPhones, at least on Twitter, it was split down the middle.
Look at them.
They were even, which I thought was very interesting.
I love it.
Ian Corey Drake said, Samsung Galaxy S8 Plus, yet everything else in my house is iOS. Totally get that. Josh Stapleton, who obviously was banned. We had to throw the ban hammer at him and his brother this week.
Yep.
Josh said, out of respect for the MTTG fellas, I will honor my suspension and refrain from answering the question. So thank you, Josh, for that.
Yeah, thanks.
Hashtag Utah weirdness.
But we did get somebody called at not street team JS. He said, I have an iPhone 7
Clown.
Plus from a random listener.
I couldn't tell who it was because in the picture, there was a black bar across his eyes, so I wasn't
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
That was
But
a
it looked
little
like he
weird.
was at the exact same place as Josh in his other picture.
Yeah, it's so weird.
I don't know. And Spencer, the same way, being very respectful. He said, I'm going to serve my suspension with my head held high. See you all next week. Sent from a Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge.
So
Touche.
clever. Love that.
That's great. Well done.
Devin Tyus at Dev A Tyus. Android is life. Rocking that Note 8. Can't tell me nothing.
Ooh.
And then you go over to the Discord channel, and it's all iPhones pretty much.
Look at them.
Huh.
Which I thought was interesting. Kaboski, morning crew.
Morning crew.
Which I think I got kicked out of this morning. He said, He said, I'm rocking the iPhone 7 with a few iPads and now a MacBook. It's nice to be synced to all of them through my iTunes account.
Isn't it though?
JOR1313, same thing. I have an iPhone 7. I'm all in on the Apple ecosystem too, so I'm quite happy with it, hoping to upgrade to the iPhone X when it gets updated in the fall. MLS Chop, iPhone X, really only stick with Apple because of the ecosystem. That what bums me out is all phones are basically black bricks these days. Do any of you miss the early days of phones where there were so many varieties that looked and felt different?
No.
I do think that was fun.
Nope.
Like when somebody would get a new phone, it was actually like, oh wow, what is that? I don't know what that is. But then at the same time, it's like I could do so much more now. So I don't want to go back.
Exactly. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough.
Right.
I liked seeing people with different phones. Now, I mean, it just looks all vanilla. It's all the same thing. It's nothing special, it feels like. Zach Ald, we got a couple of these. I'm rocking the Pixel 2 after coming from the Pixel XL. It's a gorgeous phone and works amazing. I will, however, say I miss my Samsung. The Pixel 2 doesn't have some Samsung essential apps like a photo editor. So I'm looking for things like that. I used to be able to do watermarks with my S7 and S8. Other than needing to find new apps, I love this phone. Well, you know where to find us. Facebook.com/Married to the Games, Twitter.com/MTTGcast. And of course, marriedtothegames.com. Like Ed said, youtube.com/Married to the Games. Now on Patreon at patreon.com/MTTG if you want to support the show and support your boys. And I'm going to give this one to Chris because he's the whole reason we were going to start early. And I ruined that. Chris?
Rate us on iTunes because I got up on time.
Yay!
I screwed up the other dig, so I had to do one more.
It was one of those things where I was looking at the clock. I was like, man, I should just stay up because I hate sleeping for only 2 hours.
Yeah.
And I'll get double that on the flight to Vegas today. Well, let's get into some questions.
All right, we're going to start with Discord. MLS Chop. What's a movie that you really like that is generally considered not very good? I'm not talking about enjoying ironically or so bad it's good / funny either. Mine is 2011's film Real Steel, the futuristic robot.
No
film
way.
with Hugh Jackman. That is awesome.
That's amazing.
Well played, MLS Chop. Real Steel.
Oh, man.
Man.
Gosh, I know a movie that was panned by the critics, but I don't know that it's bad. But one of my favorite movies from childhood is Hook.
Oh,
and I know at the
Was that
time when
panned
it
by
came
critics?
out,
Yeah.
yeah, they did not like
Yeah,
it.
it got
And
crucified.
but I really liked Hook.
Rufio.
Tim,
I loved the original Patrick Swayze, Charlie Sheen, Red Dawn.
Oh yeah.
and that was a bad movie.
That movie, it was not the best, no, but it was awesome. Like my brother and I used to watch it all
There
the
you
time.
go, Chris.
So, say the question one more time. I don't make sure I understood it right. It's a movie that is considered bad that you liked?
That you really like, but that is generally considered not very
I've
good.
already said this before. I thought Bedazzled was funny.
Oh, that's
That's right.
I did.
That's right.
I thought it was hilarious.
Amen to that. Yep, that's it. I totally forgot about that. Yep, you win. Hands down. You win. Bedazzled.
You know what? I liked. What was the name? It was an animated film where the road to with
Perdition.
No, Kevin Kline and Kenneth Branagh played. They were looking for the hidden city of Diablo. It was a musical. It was a cartoon.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
I haven't ever heard of it.
I don't even think I've heard those names.
The Road to El Dorado. I think.
Road
is what it
to
was
El
called.
Dorado. Yep, that sounds right. Because I remember something being road that was animated, and that was how long ago was that?
Wow.
That was,
I don't know. 15 years.
Yeah, something like that.
There you go. There you go.
That's crazy talk.
It is crazy.
Crazy talk. Yeah. All right, we got everybody. Bad Gamer Elite. Hashtag MTTG historian. Gabe and Tim. I have 2 teenage daughters in my home. One 18, one 16. Pray for
Lord.
me. What are you most concerned about for when your daughters reach that stage?
Oh, I'm everything.
Everything. Exactly.
It's gonna be nuts when well, we gotta say bye to Chris. Chris.
I was just about
Sorry, I
to write you.
didn't
I was
wake
like,
up
do I
this
need to say
morning.
anything or I just need to slowly fade
Chris,
away?
we love you.
All right, guys, see you guys later.
Say hi to your 2 teenage
that.
daughters for us.
And that's what I'm
Love you,
scared
boy.
of.
See you later.
A 40,
And that's what I'm scared
a
of.
40-some-year-old man like, say hi to your teenage daughter.
That's right. Exactly.
You guys have fun.
buddy.
Bye, everybody. Love it.
All right, dude.
All right, buddy. See ya. Yeah, dude, I'm scared of everything.
Yeah, I just know I was talking to somebody the other day. I don't remember exactly what the conversation was about, but we were talking about just something about like, you know, when do they get phones or, you know, I forget, it was some technology based. And I just remember thinking like, man, I don't even know what it's going to be when Amara's 13 to 17, like what the thing that you'll be fighting is that society is pushing so much.
Right.
So I don't know. I try not to let my mind wander on that stuff because it's so
Dude,
depressing.
I know it can be like I want her to be safe. I want her to be strong. I don't want her pregnant. Thank you very much. You know, it's like
Thank you very much.
I just, you know what? To be honest, I just want her to be happy and to be safe. That's really all I want for her.
Yeah, exactly.
And like that's all. And there's got to be a point in both of our lives where we're just going to have to let go and let God and be like, okay, well, we've done all we could.
That's right.
Let's see what happens.
Just make sure her pants cover her belly button.
That's
exactly.
exactly
That's the most
right.
important thing.
Exactly right. Exactly. That's a good question, man. And Lem, we are praying for you. 18 and 16.
Yes.
That's the 1-2 punch right there.
I mean, that's college and everything around the corner. Ugh.
Yeah, man. It's all good, man.
I don't like it.
You got it. You can do it. I don't like it. You can do it. Nova Beyond, most important question in the world. So think long, think hard. The answer can make or break relationships. So the question: how do you like your steak cooked?
I'm a medium man myself.
Yeah,
medium rare.
Medium rare.
Ooh, you go rare.
You like it juicy and bloody.
He likes it still mooing.
Yeah, exactly.
Not rare, but
It's
just medium rare.
crying.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a little tear.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss my husband.
Yeah, man, I love a good like a medium. I could do medium and medium well. And if it's too rare, I'm like, I mean, I'll still eat it, but it's just
I know that's right. It's steak, however.
It's steak, man. I ain't
Come on,
picky.
but I can't throw it out. This is not the way I wanted it, but I'll eat it anyway.
Yeah, I'll eat it.
I want it rare enough to make animal activists upset.
Hey, I love it. Take that, PETA. Nom, nom, nom.
Doggone it.
This one's name was Randy.
Stop naming your food.
Randy the cow. Oh, that's
He still wants to have the branding on it.
That's right.
exactly.
Oh, this one belonged to a farm in Connecticut.
Right?
That's right.
I'm just kidding. I don't know if there's any cows that far.
He still has the clip in its ear, the tag in its ear. 68412 is delicious.
He enjoyed reading and music from Richard Marx.
Exactly.
Richard Marx.
I don't know.
Nice pull, man. Richard Marx.
Jeez
oh my
Louise.
God. That is amazing. Oh, thank you, Ed. That was enjoyable.
You bet.
Flaxel, Friday is National Pizza Day and National Bagel Day. Favorite bagel and favorite pizza, crust and topping.
Well, bagel bites. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, dude. Just put the two together. What do you got?
Pizza in the morning, pizza in the evening, pizza at supper time. Well, there's pizza on a bagel. You can eat pizza anytime.
Anytime. That's right. Love it.
Ed, top that. I'm just kidding.
Seriously.
It's a bagel with cream cheese, man. I'm fine.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
And then locally here,
Yeah.
the Pizza Huts here have taco pizza that's really good.
What?
Oh, gosh. Would you like diarrhea with that, too?
Ooh, it's so good.
It's delicious. Yeah, I'm a plain bagel guy and a plain pizza guy, pretty much.
Like pepperoni or
yeah.
just cheese pizza?
Yeah, I like pepperoni. There's a place called Gina's that's right down the street from us.
That is
and
delicious.
I love their pizza, and I will just take a regular old bagel with butter.
There you go.
Ooh. Wait, toasted? Definitely toasted.
Toasted.
Yeah. Yep.
Toasted with butter.
Yeah, I'll take a bagel any which way. I usually get a breakfast sandwich on an everything bagel, so I'll get like a sausage, egg, and cheese on an everything bagel, and it's delicious.
Nice.
There you
And
go.
then favorite pizza is typically pizza that's light on the cheese with pepperoni and pineapple.
Oh, nice.
Oh, okay.
Delicious. Good question. Love it. And happy National Pizza Day and Bagel Day to you as well. Jeff, what is a game or series that you think, if you gave it a shot, would become a favorite of yours, but you just never got around to it for some reason? For me, it's Halo. The story of Reach and everything I see about the series makes me want to know more about that universe and actually take the time to not suck at a shooter. I just kind of fell off when Halo 3 made the jump to 360 and haven't played an entry since then.
Man.
That's a good one.
I don't know. I feel like I've at least given everything I think I might like
You
a shot.
definitely, yeah, you've definitely given every game pretty much a shot.
Shoot. I think, man, okay. So, I've played this, but I only did like the 10-day trial. Mm-hmm. But I think that if I would have dove deep when WoW was just getting off the ground,
Yeah.
There you go.
I think I would have really enjoyed being in World of Warcraft and being in are they guilds in that? I don't remember what you think you're a part of is
Something
called.
like that.
But yeah, I think World of Warcraft I would have really enjoyed. Tim, you have one?
All right. Should I say it? Should I say Overwatch?
I think
Should I
that
just
with
say
the
that?
community, you would really have enjoyed Overwatch.
I think. Well, yeah. I think so. I mean, because I had fun on the free weekend. I did have fun with who did I play with? I played with Kabowski, I think, and Arctic Warlocks for a little bit.
Yep.
But yeah, I'll say that. Shoot, I should give it another shot.
man.
I love that you said that after Chris is gone.
I know, right?
Chris would be like, "Oh, of course you should give it a shot."
Of course. Moving on to Facebook, Travis Pospisil. What was your favorite Super Bowl commercial? I'm going to have to go with Peter Dinklage Doritos, although there were many great ones. Dude, that Doritos one was awesome with Busta Rhymes.
Funny, man.
Oh,
and then
good.
Morgan Freeman, the other side,
And
right?
then Morgan Freeman is,
with Missy Elliott.
Missy
Missy,
Elliott. Oh, so funny.
That was great.
I think the Tide ads did it for me because it was throughout the entire Super Bowl.
Yes.
And that's kind of brilliant advertising. Just really, really smart.
And then
Like
one of those breaks that you realize they said, "And brought to you by Tide, Tide, and Tide."
Oh, that's
Oh, I
funny.
missed that. No.
I was like, nice.
See, anything that's that like consistent is always gets me. I'm like, yeah, it's freaking brilliant. Well played.
Ed, did you have one?
I kind of liked the Alexa losing her voice. That was
good.
Oh, yeah, that was
and
fun.
I liked the fake
That was really
Crocodile
good.
Dundee one.
That's the one. That's the one
the
I
Australia ad.
Yes, and
that was really
that
good.
one has been bubbling, and it's funny because they released a couple like teasers, if you will, that were really short that showed those two guys and talking about Dundee. And I remember watching it and being so disappointed. I was like, no, why go? I mean, not that franchise hasn't already ruined it for themselves. Like,
Right.
I think the last one came out in the 2000s. It was called like
something
Dundee goes to New York or something silly. And so I was like, man, don't bring this back like this. Like, I would have been fine if Chris Hemsworth would have been like the new Crocodile Dundee or his
that would
son
be
or
good,
something
yeah.
like that.
Right.
But the way that they were playing it up, I was like, this is about to be awful.
Yeah.
And so I was so relieved when I saw that it wasn't actually a movie.
That's awesome.
They're like, oh, it's more just about Australia. Come visit Australia.
Yeah.
So I have to go
good.
with that one too. I think that was my favorite, my most relief.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
I think we all felt that relief.
yeah. Even when they were playing the beginning of it, I was like, this looks terrible. What are they doing?
Yeah. What's going on? It's going to be so bad it's good, I guess, maybe?
Exactly.
What did everybody think of Solo trailer?
Oh, I thought the teaser trailer was awesome.
Yeah, I think it
didn't
was
see
really
it.
good.
I'm super excited for Donald Glover to play
Oh, me too.
Lando.
Oh my gosh.
Freaking
I'm so happy
love
for
him. Oh,
Yes.
I love him. He's just so good.
And for some reason, it bugs me when everybody's like, it's so cool to see Childish Gambino playing. I don't know why. I don't know why that bugs me.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, it's Donald Glover,
freaking
man. He's
Glover.
been an actor
Yeah.
before you knew he was doing music.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And he just happens to be a really good MC
I
too.
know.
That's
He's
the thing. Like he
ridiculously
started
talented.
acting, and he is ridiculously. He can do it all.
Does
man.
he act weird on purpose, though? I don't feel he's as
Yes.
weird as he comes across in interviews.
I think he's very. I think he's very artistic.
I think
he
he's
is in
putting
his
it on.
music,
I do too.
and I think he. Yeah, I think it's
Because when he would
because
do
he's
interviews for like Community, he wasn't acting weird. You know, he was just a
You're right.
regular guy.
oh, he's.
I think he's
so
putting it
funny in
on.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate that too.
Me too.
Because to me, it feels put on. It doesn't feel authentic.
Yeah, yeah, maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen a couple of things like. And even Childish Gambino, like his record is just kind of everywhere. It's not one thing. Like his style is so different. So it's I don't know.
He's so talented.
Oh, he is, and he's perfect for Lando. Oh, he's perfect for
Yeah,
Lando.
I'm just so glad they didn't get somebody like Nick Cannon or something stupid. I would have boycotted.
Bingo. Oh, totally, man. Nick Cannon, forget it.
I'd be like, I'm not seeing that just because Nick Cannon.
Exactly. Exactly. Oh, good. Awesome. All right, Joseph Grimm. So I hear you giving Tim a hard time about his age now and then. No, not at
And
all.
now and then. Yeah.
I take offense because I'm a few months younger than him. So my question is Tim, were dinosaurs real? Touche,
You're just a few
Joseph,
months younger,
touche.
Joseph. You should remember.
Yeah.
You should know.
remember the smell
That's right.
of them dying.
Exactly. Don't you remember the asteroid coming down?
Yeah.
Didn't you see that?
Hello.
Blaze in the sky. Hello.
That is really funny.
Oh, that's good. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Touche. Twitter, Mr. Ham at MTTG Brazil team. Good morning, crew. See what I did there? So this year, I decided to work from home and guide my career in a different direction. My question is, what's your secret to success in your job? Ed recently shared his method with me, but I'm curious about the rest of y'all. God bless you. Ooh, Ed, you shared something?
Yes. Yes, we got a good...
I like that.
It was a method.
It was a method. Yes.
It was the meth.
He's a he's a method actor now. Well played, sir.
Right.
I would say, I try to do everything with excellence.
Yes, sir.
Just try hard. Like even when it seems, when I go into these tours and they kind of like label me as something, and those are all very scary moments for me. And so to think about like, all right, this is on your shoulders and you got to take care of all this and you got to communicate with all these people. Me and my mom often talk about faking it in our jobs. Like we're still pulling one over on them. I can't be with people, and just because we're talking about a college dropout and somebody who never went to college. And so, at times people can view you like, oh man, well, you didn't do this educationally, so you probably can't do this. Everybody's like, you got to go to college because you got to go to college and you got to go to college. But like so much of, I don't know anybody, I probably know one or two people that like actually do what they went to college for.
Right.
And so my thing is just like, man, make yourself irreplaceable. That's what I did with Toby. Just like a quick aside, Toby didn't set out to hire me. Toby set out to hire somebody else. I just filled in because the original guy couldn't make it. And so
and then you hustled.
Yeah, so when he started his first tour, I was actually going to be sent on that tour to do something completely different. I was supposed to be doing like a listening booth for Goatee Records. And so I went to Toby and I was like, I'm going to be on this tour. Like, if you want me on stage, like, I'll totally do that. And he was like, we have Deshaun already. He was like, I'd love for you to be up there, but it's not in the budget. And I told him I'd do the first, I think we did 30 something shows. I said, I'll do it for free. And so
nice,
I
dude.
went and did the first Toby Mac tour for free. And I remember just telling myself, like, just make yourself irreplaceable, make yourself invaluable, like go and try really hard. And so
I didn't know this is good.
So I did that and tried my hardest and tried to perform at a level to where I wanted them, if he wasn't going to keep me on, that they'd miss that they'd have a huge, a void that needed filling.
Oh yeah.
And so after that tour was over, man, me and Deshaun got the call, both of us, and we were like, oh snap, we're both going. And that was,
that's
coming
so
up
cool.
on 17 years ago.
Yeah, I love that story.
I did not know that story. That is awesome.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and it goes to show, sacrifice. Make those sacrifices. Humble yourself.
Yes.
Don't. I feel like this generation coming up, it feels so entitled, like that you deserve something right off the bat, off of college. No, you don't, man. You never. Go get it. You don't deserve squat at this point. You are a low life. So be the best low life that you can be up until you're and work hard until you get to that point where you are irreplaceable. Be efficient in what you do. Be smart about things and just keep your head down and do your work and never be complacent. Always keep moving forward and keep learning and keep trying new things, because that's how new things come about, from failing at trying something new. So make it happen.
Yeah, what I shared with him this week, he was just asking kind of like what I do and how I go about it. When I'm working with Sarah, there's a lot of things that I do during the day, and there are a lot of things that are things that I have to do every day as part of working with Sarah. And she introduced me to, it's just called a power hour, where you set a timer for an hour and I do all of these tasks, and I don't do, and I close out all my social media tabs, and it's incredible. If you just do a solid hour of just working, it's incredible how much you can get done. And I set a timer, and I set a series of timers where, okay, for 5 minutes, I'm going to do this thing. For 5 minutes, I'm going to do this thing. For 5 minutes, I'm going to do this thing.
Yeah,
and
man.
Gets so much done. And so that's really worked really well for me.
Yeah, I think time management is so important because we're so fast paced and it's just kind of all over the place now. Everything's just go, go, go. But like taking the time to do something and do it right the first time.
Yeah.
I like that, man. That's great. That's why I get up early in the morning because that's kind of my power hour. I can do a power hour of gaming and then I can do a power hour before Piper gets up and I got to take her to school or anything. Like I get a ton of stuff done. Nobody bothers me. And it's perfect.
Yeah.
So I love that. All right. We got at Coach Hulk Mo, the man. So the true test of life. Cheese fries or nachos? Hashtag cheese fries for life. Hashtag nachos wish they were cheese fries.
I'm going nachos.
I'm going nachos too.
I'm going nachos because there's a time for cheese fries and there's a time for nachos, but most of the time it's nacho time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, I'm cheese fries.
I do like a good cheese fries every once in a while. Delicious. Now I'm hungry. Now I want Cheerios and cheese fries and nachos.
There you go.
Oh man, you're gonna have the heck of a morning.
It'll be amazing.
Hashtag winning.
Hashtag winning. And hashtag cleaned out. Eric, last question. Eric Green at The Art of Bacon. What is your favorite iconic car in movies and TV? I have a super, super soft spot for the Ecto one from Ghostbusters.
Ooh.
That's a good one.
I think it's a tie for me between Eleanor from Gone in 60 Seconds and the DeLorean from Back to the Future.
Oh, right.
And the Batmobile.
Yeah. Which Batmobile?
Shoot, yeah, which Batmobile?
It's got to be the Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, Christopher Nolan Batmobile, yeah.
I know, right?
It's got to be the one that turns into a motorcycle.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Ed?
I'm going to go with Herbie.
I knew you were going to say Herbie.
I feel like this was a question before. I feel like I remember saying Herbie before.
I think it was, it could have been. Man, I do love Kit, though. Kit was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's a good one.
It was awesome back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
With the Hoff. Come on, man.
Another quick story. Sorry,
Yes, please.
With the asides. We went to, I think it was Universal Studios when I was really young with my dad.
Oh, yeah.
And you could sit in Kit and talk to him. You remember that, Ed?
Yep.
And my dad goes into the fact that he just got divorced. And Kit's like, oh, man, sorry to hear about that.
Oh, my gosh.
I remember
Are you
sitting there
serious?
I was like, are we really going there right now with Kit, the car?
With Kit in the car at Universal?
Yeah. I just remember the little red light inside. Like, oh, sorry. And I would just have to, like, as an older gentleman now, to think of the poor actor that was wherever he was. Like,
Right.
oh, man, this guy just went in.
So funny.
That is hilarious. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, I killed a guy today, Kit. So there's that.
I was like, this isn't a confessional. This is like supposed to be entertainment.
The power of Christ compels you.
And thanks for bringing it up again. I start crying.
Kit's like, peace be with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's it.
Say 5 Hail Marys and
That's right.
have a cookie.
You have a cookie, you'll be good. All right, that's it for the questions. Thank you, everybody.
What do you think Chris
Appreciate
would have said for his favorite car?
Oh,
ooh, from movies?
Probably the General Lee, huh?
Oh, jeez. We'll just go with that.
Hashtag Black History Month.
Hashtag Black History. Hashtag we all don't look the same. Oh, what a great story. That was awesome,
shoot.
Gabe. Thanks, man.
Yeah, no problem.
I still hope you incorporate some more facts, though. I always love my Black History Month facts.
I got you. Well, if you want one, today's Chris Rock's birthday.
Hey,
there you go.
All right. Awesome.
Yeah, there you go.
How old is he?
I don't know. I think he's born in 64. I can't remember now. Off the top of my head.
Wow. I didn't realize he was that old.
Black don't crack. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's another fact.
Hashtag Black History Month. That's another fact. Exactly. Black don't crack. Oh, I love it. Love it. So good.
Well, thank you guys so much for the questions.
Yes.
Just for a note. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. Okay. Question of the week for you guys.
Yes.
What gaming movie are you looking forward to? If there is any. We know that Tomb Raider's coming out. We've talked about Mario coming out. And I think there's another one. We'll throw Ready Player One in there because that seems like a video game thing.
There was one I just saw that was like, Sleeping Dragons?
Sleeping Dogs.
Sleeping Dogs. Thank you.
Sleeping Dogs is happening as a movie.
Really?
Yeah. I felt like there was one more out there that was floating around. I can't remember. Maybe the community will. But what
Uncharted
video game movie? No.
They're talking about that? No.
Are they talking about that?
I couldn't remember if they were.
They kind of always are talking about that, right?
Yeah.
Just never know. Yeah, let us know. Ed, do you have one that you're looking forward to?
Probably Tomb Raider.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I won't.
Tim?
That was probably the one that's piqued my interest the most, but I probably won't go see it in the theaters. I'll always wait till it comes out on demand.
Yeah. I'm going to say the Mario one, even though we just heard about it, but I feel like it's been bubbling for a long time, and I would love Mario to have a good movie, and it seems like it's in good hands.
Yeah,
yes,
I'd say so.
That would be.
Yeah.
Very
What gaming movie are you guys looking forward to? Let us know. Use hashtag AnswerMTTG. And of course, we will talk about it next week. I am the late Gabe Patillo.
Oh.
That is Tim Router. I have to dig at myself because Chris is not here.
Oh, there you go.
That is Ed Placencia. That was Chris McCracken.
Yes, it was.
But we are. I'm trying to get my different things, the past and the present.
Get them tenses going.
You got your tenses going.
My tense is right.
That's right.
We are married to the games. And we is married to the games. And we are up out this thing. Peace. Is everybody recording?
We are recording.
I've been recording, son, since 5. You got a lot of leading.
Exactly.
Chris.
Exactly right. Oh my gosh.